With that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome everybody to this week's episode of Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio, your host. As always, I am joined by our version of Colonel Sanders, the beanied one, Gerard Barrera.
Colonel Sanders, where did that come from?
What
Hey,
the
what's up,
heck?
nerds? How's it going?
Hold on,
Hey, how
hold
you
on.
doing?
You'll get this. Hold on. If you
Okay.
don't get this after all the intros, Jerry, I'm going to be very, very disappointed in you.
Okay.
All right. And we are joined by the babyface one, our version of Prince Valium, Theo Walski.
Okay.
Prince Valium?
I already get it.
This dogma.
No.
Okay.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, the man with the couch, the maitre d' services, the man, the myth, the legend, our version of yogurt, the lion's mane, Jason Bolidio.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Just as usual, a lot of those movie references go right over my head. No idea what's going on.
You're not
Oh
alone.
my God.
Yeah.
Not alone.
Oh my God, what? Like, I
The
why,
movie's from 86. It has
Well,
been around as long
let-
as you've been around.
Let's make sure that Jerry
Let's
knows.
have a
and
show of
apparently That's
hands.
the expectation. So Jerry,
Let's
what
have a
is
show
this
of
movie
hands
reference?
in here. Who is
Spaceballs.
born before
Oh,
86?
okay. Spaceballs.
It's Spaceballs, dude.
Yeah. Spaceballs.
I have only ever
Yeah,
seen
but
Spaceballs
even still, like,
once.
Let's have a quick show of hands. Who's born before 1986? 1, 2. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I
Why
saw,
specifically 86? Like, you
dude,
when did
I
that movie
still-
come out? When did that movie come out?
I saw Spaceballs in theaters.
yeah, oh no, I don't think I did.
I wasn't even born yet when that thing came out. So I mean, bro, like,
Hold on, let's check this, because
86, so you were 8?
Yes, 7 at the time.
Spaceballs came out in 87, son.
87,
oh,
sorry.
That doesn't help me.
Sorry,
That doesn't
But it was
help me.
filmed in
Just
86.
born.
Even then.
Still was
Sorry,
born.
I couldn't comprehend everything.
Yep, that doesn't help
Well-
me. No.
Jerry, we caught him playing with the dolls again.
It's okay.
It's all right. They're just our
Counter
is it?
just keeps going
Our-
higher. The counter
our-
just keeps going higher. We need a tally mark.
Our-
I didn't
What?
need the
Our-
reference, but that still sounded wrong with talking about
no,
any
no,
of us,
seriously.
really.
There is a scene.
Like,
we'll talk
You're
about-
absolutely right.
There is a scene in Spaceballs.
That was so
Where
creepy.
Dark Helmet has
So
action
creepy.
figures for the main
I
characters.
get that. I get that. I get that. But
without
still,
the
like,
context, it's
since
just
there's
no,
such a
very creepy. Yeah.
gap in time and like everything is like, yes,
Yeah.
That was funny.
Still, just
like you know what, Theo? You're not wrong. That maybe we wrote it. Maybe give that a rewrite. Oh, that was too good.
But yes. So the reason I called everyone that, and I usually do it because of there's something special to talk about.
Yeah, big news, awesome
big news.
in
Like-
relation.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it here in a second. But how y'all doing?
day does not feel like Tuesday to me.
Oh, why is it
Feeling
not?
all right.
It's
You
like
know,
Friday. I don't know why. It just
standard Tuesday.
Feels
I mean,
weird.
everything just goes straight over my head. Just chilling.
I'm doing all right. My day off after a few days, quite a few hectic days of work, and yeah, just chilling. Took a shower, got some stuff around the room done, and in the garage as well. Felt productive.
Felt productive, huh?
Yeah, of doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
took a shower. Does that mean that you had to meet up with a lady today?
No, just just being a normal.
Just implying that
human-
you only shower when you see a lady.
Very true. Yeah, no. No, just trying to be a
I
normal.
don't know if you should say
human
that's
being.
true because I know you shower around me and Matt. So are we ladies?
Whoa.
Well,
Hey.
ladies, man.
Hey.
no.
Across the nose, not up it. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
Ladies, man.
No, just needed to get refreshed, and then I did some work in the garage, so just wanted to cool off. It's actually a little hot today.
Dude, it was hot here last couple of days.
Little
It's a little sunny.
We had
Yeah.
we had hail today.
You had hail?
Damn.
Nice.
Yep.
We just had
We had
rain.
we had hail last night and today.
Nice.
oh,
It's your car.
hell, man.
How much
Not
more?
as big a hail to destroy my car again, but yes,
Dang, did that happen before?
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
That sucks. Now,
Those
It
aren't
is-
covered by insurance, huh?
that
It
was my
is.
next question.
It is.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Okay.
going to be like an act of God.
Yeah,
it was,
exactly.
It was fully covered the first time because it was like 5,000 in damages. This time they totaled my car because it was over 80% the value, so it was
Damn.
over 9,000.
Yeah.
And they evaluated my car as 11 grand now. So I mean that's like half of its MSRP. So yeah, so they paid it, but definitely going to cost more than 9,000 for repairs. I haven't gotten it repaired yet though.
Yeah.
I'm
Holy
just slacking.
crap.
So, anyways, we got a bunch to talk about tonight. So let's kind of just get to it.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Joe.
Because kind of with the reference, you know, the
that
internet's kind
only
of been
one of
above.
us got,
Well, there's huge news that comes along with the announcement that we got. So let's just head on into the screen, shall we?
Going in theater mode.
Because we got this. This is the greatest thing. Like,
I love the
like-
laser shots.
but since then, there's been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spinoffs, a movie spinoff of the TV spinoff, which is both prequel and the sequel. Not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars, plus 3 upcoming, making 5 Avatars, 36 MCU movies with 2
Two different RDJs. I love it.
DCU attempt 1 and 2, an animated Lion King, a live action Lion King, a live action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potters, a TV series remaking Harry Potter, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken with Predator movies.
One
Are also
Prometheus,
alien
which
movies.
is not an alien movie.
4 Beatles movies, and Oppenheimer. But in the 38 years, there's only ever been 1 Spaceballs.
Oh,
Like
please tell
when
me
they do
until
it like
now.
when
Yeah,
they do
that's
it like
so
that,
great.
that's like so fucking absurd.
Oh, until now. I love that.
After 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie.
Who gives
The
two
Schwartz
shits about what the
Schwartz
fans want?
awakens.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
That's pretty awesome.
So great.
so with that though, like the where we talk about the news, like with that, is that the biggest news out of all of it is that we're getting it is Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement for this.
yeah.
Wow.
That's how
Yeah.
big
Wow.
this is. Like years
That's so
ago,
crazy. They couldn't get him for Ghostbusters.
correct.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea just how much Rick Moranis thinks of this project. Is that
Mhm.
for the history, for those that don't know the history of Rick Moranis and his retirement from Hollywood, is that years ago his wife passed away. And he decided to say, "Hey, I need to be a dad. I need to be home for the kids. I can't just be traveling all over for filming of movies and everything.
Sure.
I'm gone."
Yeah. He retired.
And he retired.
he actually was
Um,
considered an early retirement
Yeah.
because he was still predominantly very hot and in demand, like
Oh, yeah.
comedy actor. So he was leaving a lot. He was leaving it behind, but yeah, it was known that he left to go parent his two daughters
Yep.
and didn't think a second thought about it. And Yeah, I think a few years prior, like there was a big interview and like how's he doing? How's it currently going? And like, yeah, just he had like a normal routine. His daughters at that point were like
Mhm.
already in high school and stuff. So yeah, man. But
And it
everybody still
was,
hoped that he would like come back
yeah,
for at least like Ghostbusters if it ever was at that point was ever a sequel coming or Spaceballs or something like Rick
yeah,
Moranis was like very coveted. Like he was a really great actor.
yeah. I
Very funny.
mean, pretty much, right? He did some like voiceover work, here and there, just spot. But
Oh.
the last time he really did anything was he did an ad with Ryan Reynolds for Mint Mobile back in 2020. Before that, it was all like before that was
Was that
2000.
his latest thing? Like,
Uh-huh.
really?
So I'm looking at
I
IMDb.
vaguely remember that commercial, yeah. And wondering
So
like, holy crap.
go back into the theater. So when we look at his IMDb, right? 2020 Mint Mobile, like upcoming.
Oh,
So he is coming. He also is doing Shrunk.
Oh, Shrunk the
Um,
Kids.
so no,
Honey,
this
I
is
Shrunk the
it's just
Kids.
Shrunk. So it's just straight up. I don't know what he's playing is if it's a really bit part on everything, but
Wayne Zelinsky.
so
Oh,
I didn't know
that's
he was
so
doing
cool.
Shrunk. So I thought he was coming out of retirement for Spaceballs, but no, he's they're doing Shrunk. He's supposed to be back as Wayne Zelinsky. Rumor, until he actually
Oh,
comes out and says it.
cool.
But before that, right, it was
Yeah, Mint Mobile.
he
And the
did
Gold he was in the
as
Goldbergs?
the voice, he did Dark Helmet. Just like on the
Oh.
movie or something. But before that was like Bob and Doug McKenzie's little 24
Wow,
anniversary
Brother
thing.
Bear 2.
But then it
That
was
was a while
all
ago.
pretty
yeah.
much animated
Brother Bear.
stuff
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
going all the way back to Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. So,
Yeah.
for those that, kind of may recognize the name that haven't done
Oh,
into it, like
wow.
basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Little Giants, he was Barney Rubble in
Oh
Flintstones,
man.
he was
He's
in,
one of my all-time favorite
yeah,
comedies, My Blue Heaven,
you know,
with Steve Martin. So funny.
yep. Strange Brew, Ghostbusters, like he is one of the founding members, if I remember correctly, of SCTV, which was the
Oh,
Canadian
that's right. Yeah.
counterpart to SNL. LA Story, he was in there. Of course, My Blue Heaven. Um, he was just Little Shop of Horrors,
Oh,
you know.
oh, classic. Yeah. And Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. What do you want? Man, yeah, quite the career. And then yeah, I
Nostalgic, at
hadn't
least.
yeah,
Yeah,
true, true.
that's true.
It's very 80s and 90s esque. It's definitely our generation, but man, I got to tell you, like he was for our generation and that time, he was so funny.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he still is like,
still is, but like, just looking back at the at
yeah,
his filmography, man,
it is
yeah, and
like,
like Ghostbusters and just Shop of Horrors, but man, My Blue Heaven,
mhm.
those are one of the that's one of the movies like I will watch like once a year just to yeah
Yeah.
just to rekindle it
I
because
mean,
it's
how old is
yeah
he
it's so good.
now? Like, he's got to be like,
It should be like 70, I think.
Yeah, 70s.
Born in 53. So,
Wow. So
yeah,
yeah, 72.
72.
72. Wow.
So, with some of the news for Spaceballs 2 is Bill Pullman is going to be back for it as well, playing Lone
That's
Star.
right, and his son, which is awesome,
Louis
generational.
Louis Pullman is coming back he's going to play Lodestar, his son.
Oh my God, he is. Oh, that's so great.
So, um a lot of people were joking that he should play the Kylo Ren version
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
You know, because
That'd be hilarious.
they're gonna have so much to play off in this.
For sure.
Also, Tim Russ, who went on to play Tuvok in Voyager. He was the guy combing the desert that said we ain't found shit.
Yeah.
It's rumored that he's gonna be back for it.
Dope.
Like they're talking about like they're getting the band back together for this. And dude, it's Mel Brooks.
Oh, it's gonna
I
be so
can
great.
only imagine just how
Yeah.
much this is.
It's definitely one of those movies like you have to experience in the theater and go
If-
check it out because yeah, it's gonna be
If
fun.
they do not call this movie Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money, I'm going to be very disappointed because that was the joke in the first movie is that we're going to see each other back again for Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money. Mel Brooks has said he is going to play Yogurt.
Yes. Good. Good.
So, yeah, it's going to be great and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, haven't heard anything if Daphne Zuniga is going to be back for it. I would imagine so if they're getting Bill Pullman back and they're going to have a kid, you know.
Right.
Remember they got hitched at the end of Spaceballs 1,
That's right.
you know. So,
She was the Leia archetype of the movie.
yeah. Yeah. With the nose, God damn.
With
I
the
love that
nose
movie.
job.
Like
Yeah,
it is one of
it's
those
so
ones
great.
that if you haven't seen it, I recommend going and watching it because it is a classic. I mean, it is Mel Brooks, which he's always used to like pushing the envelope with different things. He even took a shot at Planet of the Apes in the movie.
It was certainly it was the scary movies of like our generation. So like they poked fun at movies. It was slapsticky, but it's done very in a Mel Brooks way. I'm
He did
very sure you guys would enjoy it.
he did Men in Tights. That's Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Men in
did Men in
Tights.
Tights.
Wait, that
Blazing
sounded
Saddle-
wrong. I love Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah. But just to kind of give everybody a perspective of, Mel Brooks, who he's getting up there. I can't believe he was born in 1926.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
He is
He's
Yeah, he's getting there.
99.
he is going to play Yogurt. So, when you look at his movies like that he's done, like he was a guest on Only Murders in the Building.
Oh
But
yeah.
he did History of the World Part 1. Yes, they did a little TV miniseries, which I need to go find that, which is History of the World Part 2. I didn't realize he was in Toy Story 4.
Me either.
Maleficent Brooks. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. But when we come back all the way back into his
Oh my
older
God.
stuff, right? There was
Of course, the
the
producers.
Critic,
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silent Movie, High Anxiety. Like he's done a lot, History of the World Part 1 is great.
Oh man, the Tracy
Ullman show.
It's
Yep.
so great.
So yeah, so his movies, especially with like Robin. I think outside of Spaceballs, like I think the one that everybody kind of mainstream kind of knows is Robin Hood Men in Tights. But yeah, it's great. Let's see where it goes from there. But I'm happy to see Rick Moranis back. Like, and
Very
that gives him-
exciting.
and for him to be coming back to do that, and now looking at him coming back for Shrunk, that means those projects are pretty darn good, or on face value look pretty good. So,
Right.
yep. So let's move on to the gaming side of the equation because Nintendo has actually released some numbers for the Switch 2, and
Oh.
it is the fastest selling console ever. It sold 3.5 million units in 4 days.
Wow. I'm that's great news. I'm very impressed, and it seems that they are keeping up with demand because,
I
you
was gonna
know,
say
if
I'm
Yeah.
impressed they had the stock for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, it still seems that if you know, you still kind of have to have some luck on your side, but there are still like decent chances that you can get a console right now
Yeah.
still.
I've been seeing people say, "Hey, I walked into Walmart one day, there wasn't any. I walked in
Yeah,
the
or
next day,
Target.
there was
Right.
plenty, Target, Best
Yeah,
Buy."
everywhere. So
So,
that's good.
yeah, I mean, to be 3.5 million units in 4 days is
And that's
huge.
yeah, that's
You
yeah.
know. Now
I,
the reviews coming out of it have been mixed,
that
you
was going to
know.
be my next question.
Um, some people have talked about like the weight, a little bit, it's a little bit weight, a little bit heavier than the previous versions, but like it gets hot.
Expected.
The doesn't seem like the hand system or the fan system rather is as good as like the current model of the Switch 2. So
Yeah.
it does get hotter with extended play and whatnot. But the other side of the equation is a lot of people I'm still seeing saying they're waiting until there's something better to just play than Mario Kart.
Mm.
And
Fair
Mario
enough.
Kart only has an 80% attachment rate, I think, at the moment
Hmm.
with the Switches. So
Mm.
that also begs the difference. Like, what else are people buying for it? Because it's all ports, right?
Right.
Um, so that's been the biggest disappointment. Like we talked about, and we brought it up is that, it's all just remakes or ports, HD remasters of games that have been out for a while. Um,
And then there's the other outcry that people are disappointed about the Game Key deal, but I think they're going to be keeping a closer eye at which
can,
games specifically they're going to start buying and making sure they're not keys.
can people just get over that? Because that's the way physical games have been since the dawn of physical games. It literally is a license key. And it literally says it right on the Nintendo Switch when you go into it, is that all of it is, it's just licenses. So at any point in that
I
time,
think
they
the
can,
biggest gripe that people have with that is that now that it's been read, since nobody reads user agreements,
yeah.
that they are holding the right to refuse you to be able to play
Correct.
at any time
Mm.
for particular reasons. Whereas like I would imagine there's something in like Sony's user agreement for
Oh
probably
yeah.
the same thing, just nobody's read it.
Oh yeah, we know
Reading.
nobody's read that, right?
No, I don't read.
Reading.
But even on,
Nah, bro.
your on
Nah,
your
bruh.
Switch, right? You can actually go in to the system menu and read the end user licensing agreement, and it spells it straight out there. But to Thea's point is that, you don't nobody reads those.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever read them, but that's the whole thing though. It's always been there, and it's always been a licensing agreement that the studio owns the intellectual property right and can revoke the license for usage at any point in time. And I still harken back to being a photographer, right? In my contracts, I wrote that the clients could use the pictures how they want on social media, put them out there. They had to, specifically state that who took them. And if they didn't abide by that, I could basically file a copyright infringement against them. So that's the way licensing works. You're just licensing it out there. So um it'll be it'll be interesting to see, to your point though, like Jerry, keeping it on it. I want to see how long they keep the game key thing going for. Because at that point,
Yeah,
you might as well just get the game digitally. Because that's what it is.
exactly.
You're
So
downloading a digital version, and then in order to play said digital version, you have to have that game key card in your Switch.
right. That was gonna be that was also something I was gonna ask the group if they feel that if you guys feel that uh if you think that's going to be the course as well, as long as the outcry continues going, do you feel that maybe we'll see a shift to where they'll just stop giving game keys and like go back to just cartridges, or they'll stick to their guns?
I think they'll stick to their guns.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay.
Nintendo. Like,
It,
but
it,
I
it's it, we've gotten to an age where being like to Jason and Jerry's point that physical is technically still better, with the extent that when you buy digital, you never have full control over it. Not just games, but anything. So like the iTunes in Canada scare a few years ago about them completely
Yeah.
dumping movies avail that for availability in the iTunes library for Canada. And it's because it's in their user license agreement that they can do whatever they want with the movies, even though you purchased it, they can still take it off and it no
yeah.
longer be available to you. So when you're going in
Hmm.
and buying digital, and signing that user agreement,
Hmm.
you're signing that you are taking that risk that it could one time no longer be available.
There's just less risk to a physical copy, but there's still risk, right? But it's less risk.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
this is the thing too. Like, I mean, for generations since we've had Nintendo, they've been cartridge based. Sans the GameCube. Um,
and even
when we
then,
had
with the
when we had those
GameCube,
little mini discs.
they
You know,
they designed it backwards. It
um,
read the opposite way.
yeah. But even still, like to my point, like Nintendo has forever been cartridge. The thing nowadays, and again, yes, with technology as it's progressed, the size of the cartridges have gotten larger and gotten like larger in size, smaller in physicality. Um, but at some point, yeah, like those cartridges that are like a size of a quarter, they are easy to lose. Like
Yeah.
if you are a kid, remember, if you're a kid,
My house has lost multiple games that I've had to replace.
yeah, like you lose games. Like you
Yes.
throw that in the Lego bin, game over. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just literally in a Lego bin. Like that's so easy for them to lose. Yes, Nintendo wants to be more like forever family friendly. What's the easiest way is, yeah, you do make a lot more digital games. That way, kids can't lose the game. Like, oh, next week they want to play Mario, whatever, Mario 15. Let's just say Mario 15. Oh, you can download it again, or you can uninstall it, or you can re-get it as long as you still have your account. Versus us, me and Jerry, we are longtime collectors. We can have a physical Mario 15, but since we
Yeah.
are older, we understand that if you lose it, it is gone. If you
Hmm.
give it away, if you let someone else borrow it,
Hmm.
they are borrowing it,
And
as
if they
opposed
keep
to
it,
this,
it's also gone. Like
yeah,
we
if they keep
understand.
Yes.
it
Yeah.
and move, then goodbye to your game,
Hmm.
you know? So I think they're just going to stick to the guns on this one. It's going to be a lot. Again, for us, there will be a market for those that are holding on to those physicality ones, but for a parent, for somebody
Hmm.
that's playing this with a kid, go to Target, buy one of those cards that say, "Hey, you own this game." Just scratch and type it in.
I
Do you know
think.
how much easier that
Mhm.
is for both the parent, the kid, and on the system itself, that you don't have to constantly switch out, switch out. You just click
Yep.
over, let's play the new game.
Yep.
Okay.
Very true.
And that's one of the benefits to the digital. But I think what they're pretty much doing is, remember, during the Switch era, there were games that wouldn't fit completely on the cartridge, so you had to download it anyways. I think this is just that whole people want physical covers and stuff like that for their games, and so this is their way to appease that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it feels like a complete waste. Like, you have an empty case and a game keep card, okay, but the game is installed digitally on your system, and if you lose said key card, you can't play the game. That is digitally fully installed on your system.
Well, let's also take it
So,
from another point, from another angle with this. Like, why wouldn't they do it through this method by from a developer standpoint? So, like, if you're trying to make an increasingly great game with graphics to keep up with the times, with amount of content, with
mhm,
intricacies, complexities, and everything, how are you going to keep increasing on that while the technology is not increasing with you for storage space? So
correct.
why are you going to, how are you going to be able to fit this tiny, tiny cartridge with potentially so much stuff that's not going to really transfer and run well from an SD card type of stuff? Like, yes,
Mhm.
we have things with a micro SD card that can fit 2 terabytes of memory, but we all know that the transfer rates are not that great. So it's not going to run that smooth of a game from it.
Yeah.
Which is why they need the, what is it, the XC version of
Yeah.
the micros, which have the faster transfer rates. But ultimately, I still think at the end of the day, it's just a waste of plastic. Just say you can only buy it digitally,
Yeah.
because then at least the people can play it if they don't have to worry about where's the case for it, where's the game key card for it. It's just there. Just
Again,
say
it's
you just go
again,
buy it online or sell the case with an insert, but then do a little piece of paper that says, "Here's your code. Go
yeah.
buy it off
Yeah.
the store."
Download.
Just like
Yeah.
Jason said, or
Yeah.
freaking like Jason said, a scratch off card
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, there's
So, I
something to
mean,
be
like,
I
said
would
about
agree
having
with
the
that if
case,
we,
though.
yeah.
I like doing a
Yeah.
case with.
But that,
an
Don't
but
get me
that's
wrong. And
that's
again,
also
for it.
part of that's also part of the experience of buying it physical. It's also about
Exactly.
having the case.
Yeah.
It's part of it's essentially part of like
Well,
that
like
collecting
I've got.
mentality.
I mean, I
So
went out and
Yeah.
bought the Metroid Dread collector's edition stuff, right? The book, the steel
but
book.
separately from the game, right?
Separately, I had bought the
Yeah.
game digitally, and I just went out and found the pieces on eBay,
Yeah.
for
I mean,
roughly the same
that's
point.
I don't know if we're gonna get to it or not, but or if it's on the agenda and we're just jumping ahead. But I mean, Final Fantasy um is actually having their collector's edition only collector's edition stuff. It does not include the game.
I have heard that too. Yeah. I was
Really?
yeah, I
Yeah,
heard that
the
kind
Final
of
I
a
hadn't
Fantasy
heard that.
Tactics, the
it's
Ivalice
in
collector's
bold. It
edition.
says a game sold separately.
Yeah, all the
And it's
collector
for
stuff.
the actual collector's edition
Yeah,
Here
for
you
the
go. We'll do it on the fly.
yeah,
No, it was not on the agenda, but Jay, yeah, let's.
yeah. The
check,
Ivalice
let's check it out.
Chronicles, the one that's coming out
Yeah.
next. It is you can pre-order the game, but all the collector's edition does not come with the game. It
I feel like
only
it shouldn't be
comes with
called
all the other
collector's
stuff.
edition.
Which
Then.
it's currently
Exactly.
sold out, but
Yeah, I mean,
Like
like there is
not
the
collector's edition,
so
but
here it
like
is right here. To Jason's
collector's
point,
something.
the physical game will not be packaged inside the special art box, but will be shipped together. The physical packaged version of the game does not include digital deluxe content.
yeah.
Um,
So I mean, like it's all the stuff that's coming along with it. It's the collector's edition stuff is going to be separate from the game itself.
yeah.
And
So
all the
you
stuff
get
there, it's pretty. I just want the chocobos. That's it. But
yeah.
I don't
Chocobos
give a
look pretty
damn about
awesome.
I mean, the statue,
rude,
the Ramza statue
the
looks
Ramza
cool though.
statue, not bad, but let's be
Shit,
real.
the
That's that right
diorama looks
there.
dope. Like it all
See,
looks
that's,
cool.
Oh yeah, that
but
looks really good,
again,
especially for the main
let's
character. Yeah.
go up to those chocobos real quick. Look at that. That is
All about the
that is
chocobos. Oh,
that is the
they're
pride and
flocked
joy
too.
Those
right
are
So
cool.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, those
they're
are cool.
flocked.
But
So
again,
that looks nice.
yeah, like they're saying it's not coming with the game. I fully back them up on it. Not just because of Square Enix. Square Enix
Mhm.
hire me anytime. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I fully backed them up on it because yeah, me, Jerry,
But
you guys,
also
we are
like
collectors.
I
We
also
love
I
this
also
stuff.
I also agree with this too because I am also like you know what E- either or like either include the game or don't.
Well, so I'm reading this,
But
Jay, and I think
I'm fine
maybe
with this.
so I reread this, right? And it says the physical game will not be packaged inside the special art box, but we ship together. The physical package version of the game does not include the digital deluxe edition contents. So the way I read this is that you're still getting
They
a
still get the game.
You're
physical,
still getting
but
digitally the game.
no, you're getting the
No,
game
physical
physically,
game.
but
Oh,
it's not going to
really?
be in the special art box. It's going to be in its own
Yeah, so there's no
case.
special like steel case version or anything.
It's just coming in
the
this.
standard that gets shipped with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's how I read it as well.
that's how I'm reading it.
oh, even better. So you do get a physical.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
sweet.
just don't
even-
get any of the digital deluxe, even if
Yeah, but you just don't get the
wanting
digital
that.
deluxe edition stuff.
Stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
the items.
Yeah.
Huh.
So since we're still on the topic of physical versus digital a little bit,
Yeah.
I kind of have a hot take that I want to see what your guys' thoughts on. My hot
Okay.
take is that with the age that we're in for physical versus digital, for game releases, that physical should be available before digital.
No,
Why?
because why should I have to? Because I choose to not buy it physically, thus
Yeah.
saving the company money. Why should-
how many how
That's
early
but
are
that's
we talking
your
about?
choice to pick
Okay.
digital. If you're really wanting the game, and you probably pick physical, but this would help with the reignition
I
of
like that. I
mom and
actually
pop
like that.
stores or GameStop or anything else that
So
requires you to go
you bring up
to
a good
it,
point.
and even possibly bring back campouts for physicals.
That I think you bring up a good point where that can bring more back to the mom and pop brick and mortar kind of shops,
And also
And
potentially reduce the scalpers.
yeah.
Look, how
Or the
how
How is that
bots.
going to? Well, hold on though. If you're getting the physical before the digital, how's that going to stop scalpers?
You physically have to go there and get
sorry.
it.
Little asterisks on it. You don't sell the physicals online.
um
Well,
how,
no. So okay, Jay, go ahead and
Don't
ask
sell the
your
physicals
question.
online.
how much time are you giving between the two? That's the big question.
A week.
No,
No,
no.
I even say that too. That's too much.
Would you
It's
say
too long?
longer, or do you
A
mean
week is too long.
Yes.
Yeah, a week is
Because
too
here's the
long.
thing is
If
it's my choice if I wanted
3
to buy
days.
it digitally, right? Not even that. It's my choice if I want to buy it digitally. Why should me, as a consumer that is deciding to buy it digitally versus physically, be punished and not
yeah.
able to play it
That is
on
true. I
release?
think
Now, that being said, I
I
will
think 3
say
days
this.
is a good amount.
I
No,
wouldn't
not
say
even
you're
that.
being punished because
Yeah,
of
it
your
is
choice.
because I can't play it when everybody else that bought it physically is able to enjoy
But
it
you
for
still
3
had the
days.
choice to go buy it physical because you wanted to play it.
But I shouldn't have to be
If your
forced to
if
buy
your
it physically.
motivation is to play it, you'll buy it whichever way.
Yeah, I don't
Now-
really see it
whichever way's
as a
first.
Now
punishment
hold on though.
based
What
on
I
preference.
what I will agree with is that there's the nonsense of where if you buy it digitally and you pre-order it, sometimes you get like 3 days ahead of everybody. That I think is BS, and I would agree with you on the inverse where if I buy
Yeah,
it
'cause that
digitally, it
happens.
should
That
be.
happens all the
It
time.
does. EA, case in point, they do it a lot, especially like Madden and all that. So I think that the game digitally and physically should be available at the same exact time. So
I do like the idea of like maybe 3
No.
days
So,
apart.
so really quick, since you say the exact time, I'm going to be a stickler about this.
okay,
Digital gets available at midnight Eastern, whereas the
Okay.
physical is during the day, during business hours, or while being shipped. So you don't get it at the exact same time.
But that is the retailer's decision not to
No, it's
have a
not.
midnight release.
But a physical
It's-
player is then still being penalized.
So
Your terminology, penalized for picking physical
Yeah.
over digital,
you
even though it's
know,
their choice.
obviously, like it's the same way when me and Jay were doing these all the time.
Mhm.
You are held accountable by I forget which Which
Oh, it's
company?
the company. It's all the companies for breaking
Yeah.
street date. Yeah.
For breaking street date. So because of that, it's you
Okay,
cannot you
I'd
could
be
not
okay
you
with it
cannot
to
do that.
say, hey, it's not available until noon Eastern on the day of release instead of
Yeah,
at
but
midnight.
again, and this is
And
I
then it
think
takes
I
this
care
don't
of the
agree with
physical
noon
part.
because they do it
this is
on work days.
okay. I'm trying to bolster both guys you guys' point real quick.
No,
On Theo's
Jason,
side,
you can't be in the middle.
well, I'm not. I'm on the side where physical should get 24 hours, maybe 48 hours at most,
I agree. I like that too.
beforehand. This
Okay.
and let me tell you why. This is the reason why. Because at 12 o'clock midnight, all your downloads instantly go off, regardless if you're awake or asleep.
Oh no, they're preloading
Mi-
stuff now. Mine
Oh,
goes
they're
off
They
like
they
preload.
preload stuff, which is fine. You can download, but you can't access
you
it
can't
and
touch
play
it
They're
it
until.
until.
preloaded. They're
But still,
preloaded.
it's
Good
a
to go.
matter of time
Good to
zone
go.
as well,
Does
which is
time zone doesn't
perfectly
matter.
fine.
Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that, let's say, what was our last big thing that we all kind of bought? Final Fantasy. Let's say Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Sure.
Final Fantasy took how long to download or took how long to install?
I don't know.
That
I
size.
did a pre-download, so I didn't pay
Yeah.
attention to it.
Pre-downloaded. Okay.
Like
Matt,
an hour and a
pre-downloaded.
half.
Jerry, did you pre-download it?
No,
Did
You got physical,
install
didn't you?
it?
because I got physical. I
Yeah.
had to wait.
How long did it
Yeah.
take you to install?
I want to say like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. So for
It was a
us,
lot of
an
stuff.
hour and a half
Yeah.
after midnight. That's if you live right across the street. That's if you just
Mhm.
put it in your car, have it ready to go. Like, I'm
Nope.
starting
I had
up
to
this thing
drive
right
there
away.
to get it.
Gotta drive. I'm not saying that it's
Mhm.
this is the biggest thing ever. Like, oh my God, 2 hours. But 2 hours to some is 2 hours to a lot. People that want to beat the game first. Like the first
Well,
finishers.
Or beyond,
Things
be
like
the
don't get
that.
first
me wrong.
stream.
Speedrunners,
so-
people that leak everything out like crazy within the first 5 minutes. Like,
So here's
oh my
the thing
God,
is,
my thing
I-
is flooded.
I won't
Streamers.
disagree with you guys on the whole midnight thing. Okay. Because yes, to your point is that digital, anybody who's doing it digitally can just go fire it up at 12:01 and start playing and whatever. But to say that digital owners have to wait 48 hours because we need to give physical owners the warm and fuzzies that, I think you do it like 12 Eastern. You do it at something when the average store is going to open. So Target, whatever, is going to open, say 9 o'clock
That
Eastern.
means you have to police everywhere. You have to go.
Well, no, you do
every
it.
time zone.
You just say, hey, in this time zone is when the first physical copies are going to be sold. Like I remember back in the day where they used to have it where it was all timed up and synced up, when people
Yeah.
could buy it and everything like that. So I think they kind of need to figure out where that's going to be. But I think
Or
part of
maybe
the
that was
problem,
just too much work. Why they
It
didn't want
was.
to do that anymore.
and I think at that point too, though, is you have the downfall right now. GameStop is not doing great. We know that they're closing up stores. So, anyways,
but that's
let's-
also the reason of bringing that up is to also help bring back that demand for actual physical, not just
It's-
physical, but to bring back going to those mom and pop shops. Because really,
hold on.
You
The
don't
mom and
wanna
pop,
lose
no
that.
offense, the mom and pop shops are the ones breaking street date. Let's be honest.
yeah.
It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not GameStops. It's not Targets. It's not Best
True.
Buys. It's
Yeah.
the mom and pops. So at that point, right, they need to. If they're going to want to bring that back, they need to be much stricter on that stuff because there's a lot of companies that just don't care. They're like, I'll break straight date all the time. Just I'll get the money sooner. So,
Because
anyways,
they need to actually be open
We-
the next month.
we can go round and round and rounds on this. We always do.
Oh yeah, we do, and it's.
And I
it's
want to get
such a
to, we're
Told you it was a
already.
hot take.
We need to have an actual episode about this.
Let's
'cause,
do
like,
it.
I
We'll do
mean,
it. And we'll get like Soldier and all them on it.
We'll get
and
some people
whatnot.
up in here. That's
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, but I want to talk about two things that were announced from Xbox in the last couple days. So they have made an announcement of their new
At Xbox,
partnership.
our vision is for you to play the games you
But
want with the
also,
people you want, anywhere you
this
want.
is confirmation
That's why
their
we're
next-gen
investing in
console is
our
coming.
Next-generation hardware lineup across console, handheld,
So-
PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next-generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hands. Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon to deliver the next generation of graphics innovation to unlock a deeper level of visual quality and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games. This is all about.
I think that's big though, is as they're saying, hey, we're going to do the next console, they're still going to keep your backwards compatibility.
Anywhere you want.
Well, but it
My-
makes
well,
but it
my
makes
guess
simple
it's
sense,
gonna be
especially
fully-
since
almost
Game Pass
fully
works on
digital.
PC.
Yeah.
But why
Yeah.
wouldn't it still work?
It's
That seems-
going to
that
focus
seems to
on
be
Game
apparent.
Pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even a fact that
I really wouldn't be
like,
surprised if that
backwards
console just
compatible.
came completely digital, where it's for Game Pass
Dumb.
or something. Yeah.
Well, they're talking about it being a Windows box. But then they also
It is a Windows
right
box.
right after, and we'll talk about this as we kind of go through this, right? So they released this video right after the Switch 2 launched.
In their hand.
Um,
Take it with them anywhere they want.
and now I did some research. So the ROG Ally actually has the ability to hook up to your TV too.
All of them do.
So I didn't know that. Like I thought this was just going to be handheld, but it's actually going to be able to be.
You do
hooked up.
it via
It's
USB-C,
2025, homie.
so you have to do like a special cable or docking station or whatever.
Yep,
but it's
it's
still
a-
via USB-C.
Yeah, it's a. So
2025, homie. Like
hey, you know what? We still got
it
things
goes
like
a long way from the red
Just
and
a
white.
quick reminder to our listeners, or I guess not necessarily a reminder, but for information for our listeners, since we were talking about who was born before Spaceballs came out, it was Jerry and Matt that rose their hands, just to add to the age of this.
hey, my first system was the Intellivision.
Good move.
Just saying, you know,
I mean, like
it was a targeted television.
Technically, I should have, Theo. I should have
That's
because
dumb,
I was
but that was
born
funny.
at 1986. But I was born at the end of 1986, so I mean, like,
Oh, so since they corrected the 87, you're in that group too. I'm sorry.
apparently by 20 days. Sorry.
It's all right.
You
It's
still
all right. It still
qualify.
counts. Still counts.
Yeah, you're in the AARP with us too, baby.
The closest to that fucker. Anyway,
absolutely gorgeous.
so with this, like, I look at the form factor
You're
size
trying
on
too
this.
hard now, Xbox. Like, I
I
get it.
I don't think they're trying too hard. I think they're
I think
leaning
this is-
into the
yeah.
skid
I
as
think
best
this
as they
was a
can. I think they're
strategic
doing
move.
a good move.
Yeah. I
think
think
it's
this
a-
was a strategic move until,
Is it-
as they said, the future Xbox
They've been
console,
setting
their
up for this
version
move for years.
comes out, I think.
Is it though? Because I mean, like,
That's just
You're
my
not good-
prediction, because
you're not
they
good
did
at
say
one thing.
future consoles.
not
so I
good
did
at
hear
another
that.
thing, and you're going to challenge the people that are good with something that's.
to really deliver that Xbox.
It is a competitor. I give you the benefit of the doubt. The ROG Ally is a competitor in
But also,
comparison.
but also think
Well,
of it
ROG
this way,
Ally has
though.
already been done, though. This is just a version of the ROG.
They're
Ally.
basically what I think is it was smart on Microsoft's part to partner with somebody that's already got the architecture and everything already built in
Yeah.
the ROG Ally and just improve on it, right? And they're putting, you know, they get to it in this, but they're putting Windows on it, but they're stripping down Windows to the point where none of that back end crap is running on Windows. It's just strictly going to be a Windows
Gaming.
platform, but that way you can actually have access, which they talk about, to any of the like Steam store. You get what's the other one? not
Epic
Steam.
Games.
Epic, all those game stores you're going to have in one unified UI and not have to have different launchers for everything. It's all built directly into the system, which I think is big.
I
Like,
get it. It's
And also,
again,
I mean,
this is
technically, that's
also-
been done. It's available on
Yeah.
PC. You can do that very easily.
But
And
it's mobile.
Xbox finally joining the PC world,
Yeah.
as they should. I mean,
Yeah, which is a
to
long
Jason's
time coming.
point, kind of like what are they not good at, which is a lot. But I will defend them, and I feel like all of us will agree that they do create the best controllers for your hands. And I feel like that's where this is going to set things apart between any of the other items, or like the Steam Deck, the Legion,
That's
the old ROG Ally, or
the
whatever.
Switch 2.
that's
Yep.
exactly
So you
Yeah.
got
why
that
I was
comfort, and
I
that's
still-
what Xbox is acknowledging their short takes where they're not good at, and then combining what they're good at with somebody that is
I
good at
still
what
like
they're
the
not.
Switch 2, or the Switch Pro controller. From an ergonomic standpoint, it's still a great controller.
still a great
It is,
controller,
but
no.
do you
Compare
feel
it
like?
to an
'Cause I
Xbox,
remember that
any
you had
Xbox
the
controller.
Xbox Series S for a little while. Do you think it's more comfortable than an Xbox controller, the Nintendo Pro?
A little bit.
I still have my Master Chief Edition Xbox
Yeah.
controller, and I still love it.
Bias.
So I still I think there's
I still think
benefits
that
to
they
each
have a better
controller.
controller.
Xbox though, like from a longevity and how long it lasts you on gameplay, Xbox is great. I mean, that design on the S controller that goes back to the original Xbox has always been really good.
That's also
And I
why I
can't
wanted to
ever knock
mention
them.
why I wanted to mention that with this ROG, I kind of find this. I kind of see this as Xbox, as Microsoft is kind of demo, like they're beta testing for their design, and also their
Basically, the Wii U versus the Switch.
right. And okay, and then also they're gonna keep relations up with everybody, because as they said, they're no longer in competition with the console wars and
They
everything.
don't care anymore. They
So
just want anybody.
they are opening up their doors, and this is just another caveat where they are opening up their doors. They're collaborating. But I would also say this was a good move, because I see it also as kind of a beta test for where I think Theo's right in that direction, where if they are coming out with their handheld, which is I think is the right prediction, because also good point, they are known for their controllers. So why not go for like that ergonomicness and show preview something like that? I think you're on the right track, Theo. So yeah,
Well,
I agree.
I think one of the things I applaud Microsoft on, like
Jason does
beyond-
not. Do you think it's going to be a console?
This is a waste of time. Just like the PlayStation Portal, waste of time, waste of time, waste of effort, waste of money.
Okay.
So I will say this, so, like,
This is one thing.
I
Tell
personally
me
think
one
it's
thing
their
that
exit from
Microsoft-
consoles. I think
Tell
it's their
me one
exit from
thing that
consoles.
Microsoft is the best at, minus the controllers.
That's all I was.
Online play.
Microsoft is the best at.
online
Online.
play.
Online
Oh,
play.
okay, online play.
Do
yeah.
they capitalize
Oh,
on that?
Xbox Live. Xbox Live
Oh,
is a
Xbox
way
Live
better platform
dominates.
than PlayStation Plus.
Dominates.
In
Yeah,
every
yeah.
aspect. From an,
But do they?
you know,
But do they capitalize on that? Do they capitalize on that?
I think. Well, the problem is I think
I think they do with the membership.
they
With
do
the
with the
membership.
membership, but
With the membership, yeah, that's how we started
Matrick-
this whole This is how we started paying to play for subscription online.
yes, very true.
because of Xbox Gold. What they did is that they made now everybody else become them. The problem is that Xbox cannot be everybody else. They cannot be handheld. Nintendo destroys that market. They cannot be like the leading innovative one,
Now,
because like PlayStation.
Can I make an
5's
argument on that,
become-
Jason? Even though, yes, we talked about the Switch 2 selling 3.5 million units, right? Let's take that out of the equation, right? Is Nintendo didn't do much to upgrade the Switch to the Switch 2. And there's now a lot of people that are not going with the Switch 2 because they're not seeing it. Like there's nothing there. So I think Xbox having Steam Store, Epic Game Store, Xbox, all of your stuff there, it's going to get, as long as they come out with a good competitive price point, right?
What is Epic Game Store? What is Steam Store? What is that? What are those? What are those in
It's how I play PlayStation games on an Xbox.
No. It is still online.
Online gaming.
Online, right?
No, they're not online. They're just you download the games. That's
Steam
it.
and Epic is not technically online now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can be offline, but primarily online, right? They just need
for the
to
most
focus.
part. They don't
just
necessarily
need to
do the
focus.
license thing.
Yeah, they need to focus. They need to stop. Like this, all these are just throwing rocks at a wall, hoping one stick right now.
So Jason, essentially, are
Because-
you saying that maybe they should stick to maybe like an Apple TV sized device that is purely for Game Pass, like something like that?
They need something that so
That's purely for the
Xbox,
online gaming platform.
I think they
Xbox,
should
what
stop
they need to
doing
do
stop doing consoles. Period. I think
they
this
need
is
to
their, I think
actually
this is their
get
step
me
out of it.
something that wants me to actually play Xbox. What, like, they had that little fiasco of like, oh, you know what, we're going to let you have some time and not have to. You're going to have 2 years before we get an exclusive release on Xbox. That failed.
Yeah,
that failed miserably.
Well, I think the problem
Now they're trying to recoup
point,
those
right?
losses because over those 2 years, people
This
went
is still
to other.
this is still recovering from Xbox One. Let's just be honest. Like this goes back to match
like I said.
an
More
Xbox
rocks the
One,
wall to their
and,
stick.
and they go, "Hey, you have all this, right?" And they put them on such a hole that they're trying to come back out of it. I still think though, when you look at the grand scheme of things, for what they had to start with, Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond have done and Matt Booty have done a really good job trying to turn Xbox around and try and bring it back. It's just harder because PlayStation developed such a big lead, and then you had the success of the Switch 2 that it is harder. So I think for them trying to go with a handheld to give people more of that option to play their games, literally like their whole mantra is right now is play anywhere. I think this is a good step. I think to Theo's point though, this may be, after their next console, you may see them go with more of this route. It's just more of a handheld. So
I have a strong feeling because they're doing this mix with AMD is that the next console is going to be hell of a lot more like a PC than previous consoles.
That's already been. They've already said that it's
yeah.
going to have
Yeah.
the Steam Store and the Epic Store on it. So that's already been announced. So that
Not even that. I think Theo's
So-
saying that like it's going to be spec wise a lot more like a PC.
No,
which it should
I mean,
be.
like even maybe to the point where it's like a micro ITX PC that
Yeah.
it has the ability for you to switch out gear because it's actually using PC parts.
If Microsoft wanted to really get into this, where
Mhm.
they want to be like, okay, we're going to jump into the console, the handheld market. We're gonna the play and go, access anywhere. This is where they need to actually start getting it. This is where they need to go. This is where they need to figure out like, oh, how do I get onto this? Whoever,
Well, they're already on it
whoever-
though. You can play Xbox games on
Listeners,
your
Jason's
phone.
holding up a phone.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
good
No,
job.
I just
Good job.
hey, I segued. I covered them. I said, hey, they're
But-
already on the ability to play phone.
But whoever of the big three, if they want to stay that way, if they want a console war, blah, 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 whoever is the one that can get the best on there is going to be the one that is going to be far and true because everybody nowadays, regardless of like how old you are, who you are, now everybody has a phone. It's
They
It's
do, but
a
is
time-
gaming on a phone comfortable? I
Exactly.
say no.
it's
I
not.
hate gaming
It's
on a
not.
phone.
It's
Hate
not.
gaming on a
And that's
phone.
why there is going to be the next the person that creates that. Mark my word, is going to be the next one that's just going to be rolling in the bank. Like not even rolling. Like
Well, that's what Backbone thought that they were going to do with their little attachment in order to make
Correct.
so you have a controller for your phone. But I mean, like it's still a tiny screen, and
but it's
it's only
everywhere. It's on the go. Like you gotta be able to like it's about the size of wallets now. People use it as a
but
wallet. People don't even carry a wallet anymore. They just carry their phone and
so
keys. Like
like to so with something that's like I can see Balatro being on the phone. Sure, that's
oh yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
But like I'm not going to play Destiny 2. I'm not going to
No.
play Final Fantasy 7 remake on a phone. Because how am I going to
Hey,
enjoy the flexibility in it? It's like, yeah, maybe it's a lot easier for developers because they don't
Yeah.
nearly have to have play with as many pixels or use of third party
Mhm.
items as much. But I mean, like, I still
So
would not
hey,
enjoy mobile gaming on a phone.
Honkai
I,
Star Rail. It was a candidate for Game of the Year. It was
I have
on a
no
mobile
idea
phone.
what game you're talking about.
so
Honkai Star
I'll
Rail.
put this out there. It's we often it's been a while since we've had this spirit of conversation. So I definitely, when we get this posted on to our YouTube channel and stuff like that, definitely want to see what those comments are. So make your, pitch us your comments on physical versus digital and the whole controversy with the game key card. I'm interested to see what people's opinions are of, Xbox, the direction they're going.
Yeah.
Friends of the show, Khalif Adams, Trish Hirschberger, and
Send us your
even
thoughts.
Danny Pena. They've all gone hands on with it. There's been some really positives about the experience with playing on the Xbox Ally. But it'd be interesting
Send
to
us
see
your
what
thoughts. What do you
everyone's.
think
Yeah.
it's going to be named?
Oh
Because
no, it's
I
going to
mean,
be the
like,
Xbox Ally. But what's going to be what is
is it? Is
what's the
it?
next
Is it?
system?
Is
No, it
it? Is it
is.
going to be called Xbox Ally? Is it going to be called like
Oh, it's Xbox
Xbox
Ally.
sucks?
It's Xbox Ally. But the question's going to be is what's the new console going to be named? Because we've gone Xbox
No, it's
One.
not. It's not called Xbox Ally. It's still ROG Ally. It's still an
No,
Asus thing.
it's ROG Xbox Ally X and Xbox Ally.
Ugh.
Is there going to
Jesus,
be
that
five
name.
variations of it?
That
One that
name.
looks like a
So,
handheld, one that looks
Jesus.
like a cell phone, one that looks
Yeah, they
like
really
a
they lost it on the
a
naming
tape
thing again.
recorder.
ROG
Yeah.
anyways,
Xbox Ally
But
X.
but let's just face
Yep.
it, Microsoft and their console names, they have not really done well with their
No.
console name.
This
Please.
PlayStation suck
Other
it to the
than
numbers.
They
Xbox.
did it right
So,
with the first Xbox.
Is
anyways,
that right? The OG
that being
Xbox.
said,
That's
Xbox
um,
and then
it
Xbox
was
360. You're like, damn, okay, I can get beyond that. Then
speak goodbye
Still
to the mini
questions
fridge.
fell
though.
down here.
So, with that being said, we had a lot of people actually watching the show tonight over here on our Twitch channel.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you,
just
boys.
lurking in the background. Hopefully, we gave you guys some laughs with our shenanigans and spirited comments and whatnot. If you like what you heard, please make sure to drop us a follow on the channel here or head over to crashinggamenight.com. Drop us a follow on your platform of choice. You can also check out our past guests, which Dio and I got Fan Expo Denver coming up here
Yes.
in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Our wallets are already screaming, but we're going to try and get some more guests, as we talk to the gaming folks and stuff that are there. But as always, guys, with everything going on in the world, please be excellent to each other.
That's right, all you nerds out there. Once again, we want to send out those good vibes, those good emotions. We want you all to, be you. You guys do you. Be your authentic selves, and don't change or feel that you have to change yourself to be around people or anyone. Be yourselves. Also, with all that craziness out there right now, again. Overall with all the protests, be safe. Keep your head on straight and be alert and help when you can. If you see someone in need, lend a hand. These are very, very
Interesting.
Weird times and very interesting times.
Interesting
but,
times
Yeah,
is
let's
the
just say
word you're
that,
looking for.
and
Yep.
overall, just everyone just be safe, and let's all just continue to try to do and be better, and watch ourselves out there. Okay, everyone be safe. To J Rock, J Bone with that beard, man, it's getting good. Look at that beard.
It's coming back, bro. It's
It's coming back, baby.
Mhm.
Anyways, guys,
That
first and
sexual tension
foremost,
there, Jesus.
right. Anyways, first and foremost, I forgot to say last week, but Matt, happy belated Father's Day.
Thank you.
That's right. Happy
Hopefully
Father's
you had a
Day.
good day Sunday. Hopefully all you fathers had a good day
Yep.
last
Yeah.
Sunday. You know. So anyways, yeah, we're coming up. It is officially summer. It is hot everywhere.
Yes.
Please be safe, hydrate. Don't drink coffee in the middle of 110-degree weather. It's not good for you. Don't dehydrate yourself. Don't dehydrate your body. Stay cool.
Mhm.
Enjoy the beaches if you're at a beach. Enjoy the water if you're near
Wear
water.
sunscreen.
Wear sunscreen. Don't stay out too long. Stay safe. It's summertime. It's just the start of summer. Still got 2 more months of summer to go till we gotta go back to schools, back to works, whatever we need to do. Yeah. Good luck at Fan Denver, Theo,
Oh, we
Matt.
got 2 weeks. It's 4th of July weekend.
It's right around the corner. I mean,
Yep.
Evo's right around the corner for me, baby. Like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Evo in
Comic-Con too,
August.
baby.
Comic-Con. We are in the middle of
Convention
oh no,
season.
my wallet
Yep.
season.
Just say,
Oh
what's
no,
with
my
4th of
wallet.
July having all the freaking conventions right now?
Right.
I know, right?
I know.
So.
Anyways, I see Theo, you have a lot of stuff in your background. Hopefully, if you're moving or if you're cleaning. Good
No,
luck
I'm
on
in my
that, sir.
basement now.
Oh, you're in your basement.
Oh.
Okay. Well, hopefully that happens. Anyways, my man, Theo Walski, send us out like you do.
Why'd you say hope nothing happens in my basement like it's haunted or something? Well, come on now.
I mean, it could be, bro.
What's this?
Basements,
Why are you
basements,
planting these
basements
things?
are
What-
generally
The
haunted.
furnace
bro.
is
All right,
alive, sir.
Because
The
you
furnace
And
is
planted
alive.
the
honestly,
seed, now I need our
scary
viewers
movies.
to be paying attention to my background. If anything
Yeah.
moves,
Look at
I need to know.
Also, like lately, scary movies have always been going down in the basement or the steam room or
and
something.
plus,
least
what
this
we
is
had,
well
we had
lit.
Final Destination, like everybody just got PTSD.
Yep.
Like,
Anyways.
on that last
Anyways,
movie,
anyways. Thank you all out there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, TTFN. That's for now.
Good night, everybody.